Have you ever wondered about a journey that didn't just change a city, but reshaped the course of history? A journey so profound that it marks the beginning of a calendar used by billions of people today. Hey, this isn't just a story of moving from one place to another. It's the story of the Hijrah, the migration of the Prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Medina. It's a tale of faith, courage, and the unwavering belief in a brighter future. Let's set the scene. Imagine the city of Mecca in the early 7th century. Prophet Muhammad and his small community of followers faced intense persecution. For years they endured hostility, boycotts, and abuse simply for their belief in one God. The situation was becoming unbearable, and their very lives were at risk. The message of Islam was under threat, and a change was desperately needed. It was in this climate of darkness that a glimmer of hope appeared. A delegation from a city to the north, then known as Yathrib, came to the Prophet. They had heard his message and invited him and his followers to their city, promising them protection, acceptance, and a place to practice their faith in peace. This was the turning point. The decision was made. The migration, or Hijrah, was to begin. The followers started leaving Mecca in small, discreet groups, often under the cover of night. To avoid attracting the attention of the Quraysh leaders who were determined to stop them, they left behind their homes, their wealth, and everything they had ever known. Their only provision was their unshakable faith. But the leaders of Mecca soon realized what was happening. They saw their power and authority slipping away as the Muslim community found a new home. Their greatest fear was the Prophet himself leaving. If he managed to join his followers in Yathrib, he could establish a strong, organized community that would challenge their dominance. They couldn't let that happen, so they hatched a sinister plot. Council was held, and they decided on a final, drastic solution. They would send a young, strong man from each of the major clans to strike the Prophet all at once. By sharing the responsibility, they believed no single clan could be blamed, preventing a retaliatory clan war. The plan was set. Assassins surrounded the Prophet's house, waiting for the moment he emerged for the morning prayer to carry out their deadly deed. The divine protection is greater than any human plot. The Prophet was informed of the plan and was instructed to leave Mecca that very night. But he wasn't alone. At his side was his most trusted companion, his dearest friend, Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr had been eagerly waiting for this moment, having prepared 2 camels for the journey. When the Prophet told him they were leaving together, Abu Bakr was so overjoyed that he wept. It was a testament to his love and loyalty. That night, the Prophet asked his brave young cousin, Ali, to lie in his bed, covered with his cloak, to deceive the assassins waiting outside. This was an act of incredible courage, as Ali was willingly putting his own life on the line. With the assassins watching the house, the Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr slipped out, unseen, into the darkness of the desert night. Their journey had begun, but it was fraught with peril. Instead of heading north directly towards Yathrib, they made a clever and strategic move. They went south, in the completely opposite direction, to a place called Cave Thawr. This was to throw their pursuers off their trail. The leaders of Mecca were furious when they discovered they had been outwitted. They stormed the Prophet's house, only to find Ali, enraged. They offered a massive reward, 100 camels, to anyone who could capture the Prophet, dead or alive. Every tracker, bounty hunter, and warrior in the region was now on the lookout. The desert became a hunting ground. The Prophet and Abu Bakr spent 3 days and 3 nights hidden in the small, cramped confines of Cave Thawr. This part of the story is filled with moments of intense suspense and profound faith. At one point, their pursuers came so close to the mouth of the cave that Abu Bakr became anxious. He whispered to the Prophet, "If they look down at their feet, they will see us." Imagine the fear, the tension of that moment. But the Prophet's response was one of perfect calm and complete trust in God's plan. He reassured his friend with words that have echoed through centuries. "Do not be sad, for God is with us." What a powerful statement of faith in the face of imminent danger. Miraculously, the pursuers didn't look in. Legend tells of a spider weaving a web across the cave entrance and a dove building a nest. Signs that made the trackers believe no one could have entered recently. Whether through miracles or divine timing, they were protected. During their time in the cave, they weren't completely isolated. Abu Bakr's son Abdullah would visit them at night to bring news from Mecca, and his daughter Asma would bring them food and water. Asma famously tore her waistband in two to tie up the supplies, earning her the title the one with the two belts. It was a true family effort, a network of courage and support that made the escape possible. After 3 tense days, the search parties had moved on. The coast was clear enough to continue their journey. Guided by a hired expert of the desert routes, they began the long and arduous trek north towards Yathrib. The journey was over 400 kilometers through some of the most unforgiving desert terrain. The scorching sun, the rocky landscape, and the constant threat of being discovered made every step a challenge. Yet, their determination never wavered. The hope of a new beginning, a place where their community could flourish, fueled them forward. The news of the Prophet's impending arrival had reached Yathrib, and the city was buzzing with excitement. Every day the people, the Ansar, or the helpers as they came to be known, would go out to the edge of the city, eagerly scanning the horizon under the hot sun, waiting for a glimpse of the man who would change their lives forever. Finally, the day came. A man who had climbed a watchtower shouted that he could see a small group of travelers approaching. The cry echoed through the city. "He is here. He has come." The entire city erupted in joyous celebration. Men, women, and children poured out into the streets, chanting songs of welcome. The atmosphere was electric. It was a reception unlike any other. The people of Yathrib welcomed the Prophet and his companion not as refugees, but as honored leaders and brothers. The Prophet first stopped in a suburb called Quba, where he stayed for a few days and laid the foundation for the very first mosque in Islam, a simple structure built from faith and community spirit. He then entered the city of Yathrib itself. As he rode his camel Qazwa, everyone vied for the honor of hosting him. Clan leaders would take the reins of his camel, insisting he'd stay with them. But the Prophet, in his wisdom, graciously declined each offer, saying, "Let her go. For she is under command." He allowed his camel to wander freely and declared he would stay wherever it chose to stop. The camel finally knelt in a patch of land belonging to 2 young orphans. The Prophet purchased the land, and on this very spot, the Prophet's mosque, Masjid al-Nabawi, was built, with his own humble living quarters attached to it. This became the heart of the new community, a center for prayer, education, governance, and social life. And from that day forward, the city of Yathrib became known as Madinah al-Nabi, the city of the Prophet, or simply Madinah. The Hijrah was so much more than a physical relocation. It was a pivotal moment that marked the transition from a period of persecution to the establishment of the first Islamic State. It was the birth of a community, the Ummah, founded on the principles of brotherhood, justice, and compassion. The Prophet immediately established a pact of brotherhood between the Muhajirin, the emigrants from Mecca, and the Ansar, the helpers from Medina. The Ansar shared their homes, their businesses, and their wealth with their new brothers and sisters, creating a bond of unity that was stronger than blood ties. The significance of the Hijrah is so immense that during the time of the second caliph, Umar ibn al-Khattab, the community decided to establish a new calendar. They discussed what event should mark year 1. Should it be the Prophet's birth or the first revelation? They decided that the most transformative event, the one that truly marked the beginning of their new era as an organized and independent community, was the Hijrah. And so, the Islamic calendar, also known as the Hijri calendar, was born. With the year of the migration as its starting point, today the story of the Hijrah continues to inspire millions. It's a timeless lesson about leaving behind hardship in search of a better future, about the courage it takes to stand for your beliefs, and the incredible power of hope. It teaches us about strategic planning, resilience in the face of adversity, and the importance of true friendship and loyalty, as exemplified by Abu Bakr. It reminds us that even in our darkest moments, when we feel trapped like they were in the cave, there is always hope and divine assistance. The Hijrah is a powerful symbol of transformation and new beginnings. It's a journey from oppression to freedom, from weakness to strength, and from despair to hope. It's the ultimate story of sacrifice and triumph, a testament to the fact that with faith and perseverance, a small group of determined individuals can indeed change the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this historical journey. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What part of the Hijrah story resonates with you the most? Thanks for watching, and see you next time.